Good evening everybody and welcome to Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live for rounds 21 to 24 of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Winter Series in the Mazda MX-5. Hello everybody, my name is Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath and Sam Kumo. And Adam, we're here at Road Atlanta. Such an interesting circuit, it's twisty, it's technical, and a lot of people underestimate this track, don't they?
Yeah, it's quite an interesting one because it's not the longest track we've got on the whole calendar, just 2.83 kilometers, and we're also on the short circuit as well, so we won't have that extra loop that would be turn 6 and turn 7. Instead, we're going to go through a long right-hander and then head back down towards the chicane. So not as long of a straight as drivers would have been hoping for if we were running on the full circuit, but yeah, still a challenging track for the drivers to race around in the 4 races that we've got coming up today.
There's some fantastic action over the last couple of rounds, and we also saw the BSR Formula Renault Series on Tuesday night at starting, and of course that was a brilliant round at Sebring as well. Staying stateside for this one. How is this Winter Series compared to a normal series of BSR action, Adam, in your opinion?
I think it's slightly more laid back than say the Pro Series, because there isn't the pressure to get into that showdown, so you're eligible for the run for the $20,000 or so that we had on prize had around last season. So the drivers can afford to have the odd slip up here and there, and plus the MX-5 seems to be a pretty fun car to drive, so the drivers are having some fun during the Winter Series and just killing some time before the Pro Series starts again in earnest in a few months' time.
I'm really looking forward to that. Of course, the 2017 iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship will be live here on Apex Racing TV all the way through the season until December. Right then, so have a quick look then. How long have we got left of the qualifying session? I'm just having a couple of technical issues.
Got about 3.5 minutes left in the qualifying session.
3.5 minutes left. Right, okay. Last week's action was pretty interesting actually, wasn't it? And I think we've seen a lot of great racing over this series, and the last 2 rounds with Monza and with wherever we were last week, I forgot.
Nordschleife.
Nordschleife, that's it. So the thing with Nordschleife was it was a different type of racing, wasn't it, to what we're going to see here. This is very much close quarters. It's very much sort of going to get quite physical in there, you would imagine. And which drivers is that going to suit tonight?
I think it's going to be a nice return for all the drivers, really, because last week at the Nürburgring at the Nordschleife, you were really racing the circuit and just trying to survive and not really worrying too much about your opponents. Here you can get back to pretty much the day job, racing against everyone else, and I think we're going to see the normal running order resumed, and hopefully not as many crashes as we saw in the 4 races that we had at the Nordschleife last week. We hit almost nearly midnight as well, so yeah. I'm sure the drivers will be a bit happier that we shouldn't be going that long this week.
Yeah, I do apologise, Adam. We seem to have done a heck of a lot of races in the last couple of weeks, so the old brain's a little rusty, I think, in terms of trying to think back to last week. But I do know that we did have some fantastic racing there at Nürburgring. Wojciech Swidovic is back again this week. He'll be hoping to really make some headway in terms of winning some races for his team. And at the minute in qualifying, he's over a quarter of a second ahead of his nearest contender.
Back with a bang, isn't he? Yeah, only 4/10 of a second ahead of Dan Hunt, who's in second place. Driving for Apex Racing, of course, for this season, Swidovic. And yeah, I'll be interested to see how he gets on across the 4 races. Did okay at Monza. We saw him leading for a little bit, but yeah, decided to sit the week out at the Nordschleife last week. And yeah, on pole position by quite a bit. We'll see if anyone's able to beat him in the final 90 seconds of the session.
Of course, those who don't know, he's the reigning, defending British Sim Racers Touring Car Champion, which he won for the 2nd occasion back at the back end of 2016. Right then, let's have a look at the qualifying order then, as people are just having their last few laps. Wojciech Swidovic in pole position at the moment, 103.927. Daniel Hunt 2nd, Steve Hefford in 3rd, Stelin Chepolewski 4th, and Andreas Katz in 5th. Great lap by Steve Hefford, Adam. It's not often we see him right up in the top 5 like that.
No, yeah, and he's quicker than the likes of Stelin Chapelevsky, Andreas Katz and Stefan Hug, so a fantastic lap by Steve Pfefford. He really seems to be one of the drivers that has got the knack of these Mazda MX-5s. He's king a few wins now this season in the MX-5s, and there we go, backing it up with a third place in qualifying at the moment. We'll see if he can improve on that position in the race.
It's great to see, as we've got a spinner, and that was Alex Smolensky, who's had a pretty dire winter series, it has to be said. But he's 8th at the minute on the track in qualifying, instead of Dries Nijs. Then Ben Hackson in 10th. Quick look, Ashley Sutton down in 13th. That's a little unusual for him in qualifying. Have a look down the order as well. Doesn't seem like anybody's really out of position there. So I think Kip Stevens will be disappointed with 30th. He'll be trying to work his way up, but excuse me. 15 lap races, 4 of them tonight, of course, here on Apex Racing TV. And got a lot of action coming up in the next few weeks. In fact, a few new series have started. And Adam, well, 2017 really has truly kicked off for us now.
Yeah, it is. We're starting to get all the series now on the Apex Racing TV channel. We had the Ritmatech Sports Car Series Monday night into Tuesday, and then of course we had the start of the Formula Renault Series, which was completely brilliant. We had 4 fantastic races at Sebring, fantastic way to start the season there. Some big crashes as well. I know a few of the drivers weren't too happy about, and yeah, we'll be heading to Zolder next week for that. And yeah, the MX-5s here at Road Atlanta, and then of course we've got the bumper weekend of action with the Kia Cup, the Road Pro Series, the IMSA, the Club 73 Touring Car Championship, and more MX-5 racing in the BSR MX-5 Championship as well. So yeah, if you take a break from watching the Monte Carlo Rally, which starts this weekend, and come and watch some racing here on Apex Racing TV.
Well, I will indeed try to watch the Monte Carlo Rally. If I get an ounce of spare time, I'll definitely be looking forward to that, because that's one of my favourites of the season as well. Switching sports completely, it looks like we're going to have a bit of dirt soon on iRacing, Adam, and it's not hashtag soon, it's actually soon. I think it's coming in the next couple of months, isn't it?
Yeah, interesting to see. I saw a post that one of the iRacing drivers testing it out, and yeah, we're expecting it pretty soon, and I wonder if there'll be a BSR Dirt series to throw into the mix.
Well, you never know. There's some dirty driving goes on from week to week, so maybe put some of that into the surface as well. Okay then, Adam, if you could take us through the starting grid for round number 21 of the season.
Okay, so we're back to laps here in the BSR TC, a 15-lap race coming up. Savirovic starting on pole, Dan Hunt second, Steve Pfefford third, Stelin Chapelevsky starting in 4th place. 5th is Andreas Katz, 6th Stefan Hug, 7th Alex Lauritsen, 8th Alex Smolensky, 9th Dries Nijs, and 10th is Ben Hackison. Christian Rose 11th, Dan Blake 12th, 13th Ash Sutton, Roy Butcher 14th, Dave Baker 15th, Andy Scheel in 16th, Cesaro Rizzo in 17th, 18th Jack McIntyre, 19th Nathan Davis, and 20th is Pete Newman. Ash Blake Hood 21st, 22nd Rob Graham, 23rd Richard Gore, Peter Van Gool in 24th, Max Wright 25th, Lorne Murray 26th, Jackie Lotterman starting in 27th, Austin Matern in 28th, Gareth Hickling 29th, and Kip Stevens starting in 30th, as you were saying earlier. Nick McCarron 31st, 32nd Stuart Atkinson, Joe McDonald 33rd with Laura Bond 34th, Scott Malcolm starting in 35th, 36th for Tristan Bodis, John Roberts 37th, Mark Woodhouse 38th, Simon Roden 39th, and Steve Richardson 40th, and the free cars that didn't set a time. Roy Ververke starting in 41st, Michael Blake 42nd, and Lewis Bibby will be starting in 43rd for race 1.
Very much, Adam. 43 cars, another fairly big grid. I'm looking forward to this. I think there's potential for some pretty decent racing. It does take away a lot of that long back straight though, but as we saw in Spa-Francorchamps, these Mazdas, well, they are pretty conducive to the slipstream, so we'll see what can happen then. Any moment now, the revs are going to rise. The first of 4 races. Here we go then. Round 21 of the British Sim Racers Winter Series is underway. What a start by Stelin Chapelevsky from 4th place. You can see him already splitting 2nd and 3rd. Goes through the tiniest of gaps. That'll be the virtual reality headset, I would think, helping him out with the perception there. Spatial awareness will be improved and he goes through into second place. Excellent.
Fantastic start, should make it an Apex 1-2. Hefford still in third place. Dan Hunt, the big loser out of all that, started on the front row of the grid, already down to fourth. And Andreas Katz already holding up Alex Lauritsen as we head through the S's for the first time. Really a single line through this part of the course.
And Dan Blake's just there with Ash Sutton and Rory Butcher as well. Better performance from Butcher already this week as it has been in the last few weeks. He's been struggling mostly with collisions. Most of them not his fault.
Sutton already up 3 positions. It looks like he might be going for number 4 here, up the inside of Christian Rose into the chicane.
DQR stablemate there. So not surprisingly not giving Ashley Sutton too many problems. The Jack Sears Trophy winner in the British Touring Car Championship last season in 2016. Leading is Wojciech Savidovic then, 2 times BSR TT champion. Stelian Chepelevsky has never... Start that again. Stelian Chepelevsky has never won a British Sim Racer Touring Car Championship. He'll be looking to do that in 2017, but first he needs to try to win this Winter Series. Be a real scalp if he can make it, Stelian, and it'll give him some great momentum, Adam.
Yeah, he's been a prizeman a few times in the BSR TC. Led the regular season pretty much all the way last season, but then fell up short in the showdown, sliding his way into the long right-hander. Steve Hefford getting close to the Apex car now. Savidovic not escaping either, and Chepelevsky, to be fair, has got a good run through this right-hander. He might have a shot at the lead going into the chicane.
Yeah, let's see then. This straight's just about the perfect length for these Mazdas. Is Stelian Chepelevsky going to have a look at the inside? No, he doesn't. Hefford's late on the brakes. He's right behind the Bulgarian driver. Hefford's really on it this season. I've been really, really impressed since leaving the Kia Optima, Adam. It's given him a new lease of life, really, hasn't it?
He's been absolutely brilliant, and he's backing up here again at Road Atlanta, running with the likes of Chepelevsky and Savidovic. Of course, was teammates to Kip Stevens last season, and he's doing well here.
But we won't hold that against him. Oh, Kip, where is he? Where's old Kip there? He's just ahead of Nick McCarron and Joe McDonald, so he's in about 29th place. Hasn't really made much progress. I do think the Kia is definitely much more suited to Kip Stevens' style, but he is one of the championship leaders at the moment, Adam. So we can't really criticise too much, can we?
No, he's been the king of consistency, isn't he? And we saw at the Nürburgring last week, he was able to finish in the top 10 pretty much every single time. As here comes Steve Hefford with Chepelevsky having to defend to the inside. Oh no!
Oh, Cheppy squeezes him and there's contact. Cheppy spins, Hefford crashes into him. To be honest, Stelian Chepelevsky, that was the opposite of the comment I made at the start about his spatial awareness being good.
Yeah,
that was pretty rubbish, I'll be honest.
Unfortunately, then the virtual reality I think works 360 degrees. So I don't know what he's doing there. Oh, 3 wide down the front straight here. This is Lauritsen, Katz and Hoog, it looks like, going into the first corner with number 6 Ash Sutton making it 3 wide up the inside.
That was a nice move by Sutton, it really was. You've got to be brave when you make a move like that. And brave's certainly a word we do use to describe Sutton. Daniel Hunt there in second place now, having capitalised on the misfortune of his teammate and of Stelian Chepelevsky.
Oh, Cat sliding it his way through that. So yeah, Sutton up to 4th place now, again in 9 positions. He's not wasting any time, is he? Next on his list is Alex Lauritsen, and he's right on the back of him through the long right-hander. That crash between Hefford and Chepelevsky's helped Savidovic somewhat, as here comes Sutton up the inside. That's him now into the podium positions.
Never seems to miss the corner as well, breaking so late side by side between Katz and Hoog. An old-time BSR TC battle, Adam.
Yeah, like the days of season 3, Katz was the champion. Stefan Hoog's come close in about season 5 and season 6. And back racing with him again here.
I wonder if he'll get the hunger back to do a full season again, Stefan Hoog, because he's definitely a great driver. I'm almost certain he'd be a showdown contender, Adam, if he was given the full season to impress.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know whether he's just not got the problem of getting committed for the whole season, but when we were doing the 30 race series before the Pro Series began, he was always one to watch out for. Had a great battle with Jamie Rushworth, as sliding wide is Alex Smolensky, and Steve Hefford, a man who's on the move, is coming up the inside. But yes, Stefan Hoog still got it in him in a Kia, and I hope he can show it again this season.
Hope he turns up at least a few times and showcases his skills.
Shepardowski out of the race.
That's quite close there. Hefford, Smolenski, Rory Butcher. And these guys have gapped Jack McIntyre, then Christian Rose, Nathan Davis. Oh, Davis and Rizzo side by side into the chicane, and Davis has done it. Nice move by the Welshman.
The move there from Davis, a man who was on the move at the Nürburgring, managed to get the lead in the final corner of the final lap at the Nordschleife in race 4. Ash Sutton up to second place now, wasting no time getting past Dan Hunt, and neither is Alex Lauritsen. He's got by Dan Hunt as well. And
This is a good battle, gentlemen, for 16th place. David Baker having to fend off Ashley Blake Hood.
Over the top of the hill, then into the S's. Yeah, David Baker in 16th place, not too far away from Andy Shield, and in front of him, Pete Newman's right with Cesare Rizzo as well, going through the S's. Car 8 of Rizzo and car 40 of Pete Newman.
Yep. Newman shows some decent pace in this car, hasn't he, as well?
Yeah, Newman's done relatively well. He's just had a few appalling races, especially at the Nordschleife, as through is Hefford on Katz.
Here comes Andy Shield on Pete Newman. Nice for 14th and 15th. Newman's late on the brakes. Gets that done nicely. Oh, Rizzo sideways. And through goes 3 CQ hard cars.
Baker, Shield and Newman. And Shield might fancy his chances on Pete Newman going into the final corner here. This is going to be interesting. Difficult corner in cars quicker than the Mazda MX-5, but relatively simple for these cars.
Yeah, it's a good corner, that final one, isn't it? It really does test out your bravery.
Whoa!
Oh,
Newman.
sideways! Oh, off! Well and truly off. Can he keep it? He can. So well done to him. Keeping it pointing in the right direction, but he's just lost that place to Rizzo as well. Cesare up to, is I believe 16th.
Yeah, losing a few positions after that
look at
mistake
this!
there.
Look at this battle for 27th place. Scott Malcolm, Mark Woodhouse, John Roberts, Roy Ververke, Tristan Bodis. Throw a sheet over them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, going all side by side through the S's. Yeah, John Roberts v Mark Woodhouse. Woodhouse going to try and go around the outside. Don't think there's enough grip out there. And there's a gravel trap inviting you off as well, which Woodhouse nearly goes into.
Sounds familiar.
Fortunately, there's no Kias here.
Yes. Here comes Woodhouse. He's on the inside of John Roberts. Now actually he's coming under pressure from Roy Ververke, the Belgian driver. Ververke going a little bit wider. There's Tristan Bodis in the 58 car. He's going to go through as well, I think, in the final corner. See what Bodis can do with the crumpled rear end on that. It tattered and torn. Doesn't seem to be affecting him too much.
Oh, Dries Nice and Baker might be in issues here. Oh, crash in the first corner. That's what's happened. David Baker. 3 cars involved here.
Oh,
Baker, unlucky 13, loses it into the first corner.
Andy
Who
Shield
gets
would have
collected?
done, was it? 40. Oh, Pete Newman again.
Oh, Newman again.
Dries Nice.
And
Baker.
Dries Nice.
Wasn't too nice for him that time. Oh no, you got wallops there by Baker. I know what happens. I've come round corners before when Baker's been crashed into the middle of the road. You can't really do anything about it.
No. And unfortunately for Shield, his car wasn't well shielded.
Oh, very good.
Battle for 4th is on, apparently.
Battle for 4th, yes. Let's do our job properly. Great
Dan
battle,
Hunt
though.
versus Stefan Hoog versus Katzen versus Hefford.
Don't you find it amazing that Sutton, who was only 10th in practice, 13th in qualifying, and now he's up to 2nd place, and he seems to be keeping the pace with these guys. I wonder if he just didn't get a great deal of practicing or what this week, because he's well off his normal pace. This is a great battle between Hunt and Hoog and Lauritsen, then Katz and Hefford, and then Smolenski at the rear end of this.
Yeah, Sutton's not too far off Savidovich's pace, only about half a second. So that might get closer as the night goes on, of course. But yeah, Sutton up to 3.5 seconds behind Wojciech Savidovic here, with 6 laps to go. And Hunt not too far behind Lauritsen either. So as we go through the final corner, who's probably the closest out of this gaggle of cars? It might be Andreas Katz close to Stefan Hoog. But yeah, they're all line astern at the moment as they start lap 10 of the race.
Katz had a little look. Hunt, wide goes
Hoog.
Well wide, and he's going to lose a position to Katz. And then Steve Hefford's coming through as well on his teammate. car 54 goes past car 53.
Tell you what, it is very satisfying to get a move done into that right-hander over the top of the hill and then on the brakes, and you've got him done.
It's a tricky one, but he did it well that time. Here comes Daniel Hunt on Alex Lauritsen. Lauritsen might have a look at Sutton into the chicane as well, you know. That's a very close, he doesn't want to cut off. Look at that. Hunt nearly ended up getting completely sideswiped. Sutton very late on the brakes. Can he make the corner? I still don't know how he does that. How he manages to make the corner when he's completely going in too hot.
No fear, has he?
No.
Yeah, Dan Hunt was looking all over the place, wasn't he? Now he's under pressure from the car behind of Andreas Katz, and Sutton doing it again, moving across the track to cover off the attacks of Alex Lauritsen going into turn 1. And Katz is up the inside.
You're going to have to do it on the corner exit with Sutton, aren't you? Because you're never going to outbrake him.
No, no. Oh, round the outside goes Hunt. Contact
Look at
made
that
a bit.
What a fantastic move that was, Adam.
Yeah, it was a fantastic move there by Dan Hunt, trying to hold off Steve Hefford, and Stefan Hug also in the mix as well. Andreas Katz getting muscled out a bit now, down to 7th place, 2 positions lower than where he started, and they're all queuing up behind Dan Hunt now.
So those 3 Momo racing cars really on the move here.
And a lap ago, Dan Hunt was trying to get past Sutton.
Comes Lauritsen looking for 2nd place, but Sutton brakes so late, it's unbelievable. Lauritsen's just got to try and set him up coming out of the chicane, possibly for a run into turn 1, Adam. That might be his best opportunity.
R46, yeah, getting way out of shape out of the chicane. That's Rory Butcher trying to get past Andreas Katz into the final corner. Side by side they go, and in front of them, Hefford getting nudged forward by Stefan Hug, and Sutton also on Lauritsen. So 3 key battles here down the front straight into the first corner.
It's still the battle rages between Sutton and Lauritsen.
And Smolensky getting in the mix now as well. Oh, bit of tyre smoke. That's the laps down car. Easy to spot his car.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Dayglow yellow.
Yeah, Lauritsen's going to find it very difficult to get through on the brakes, so he's going to have to just make sure he has a perfect exit from one of the slower sections. Probably the chicane, to be honest, Adam.
Yeah, and looking at the cars going through the right-hander, they're on the edge of adhesion, and yeah, the chicane probably really is the key overtaking spot on the circuit. Turn 1 is very fast. You've really got to be alongside and almost clear by the time you get there to get a move done. And the one over the top of the hill into the right-hander at the beginning of the S's, that's probably the 2nd overtaking spot on the circuit, but it is very hard to do there as well.
Sutton had a mixed night in the BSR Formula Renault Series on Tuesday night, in the inaugural race meeting. Couple of crashes. Top 5 finish in the last race though, so there were some good points, but yeah, more bad than good I think on the first night, but I think he'll only improve from there. Here comes Lauritsen though, really good run. Oh, nowhere to go. That's the problem with this first sector, there's absolutely nowhere to go if you're not quite alongside.
Sutton was able to get a top 5 after going into the wall whilst leading at the start of lap 2, so that's a good result for him. Of course, the season goes all the way through to September and October, so plenty of opportunity to get some points. However, those Apex cars definitely did look strong in that first race meeting.
Here we go then. Daniel Hunt ahead of Hefford, ahead of Hug, and ahead of Katz. See what he can do then. What can Steve Hefford do? Right, his teammate, look at that. That might be the question. More likely, what Andreas Katz is going to do, because he's going to try and get past Stefan Hug. And that hasn't worked, because here comes Rory Butcher on the inside. Now Butcher has the momentum, and he might be able to attack Hug, the Swiss driver, into the first corner.
Great opportunistic driving there by Rory Butcher. Andreas Katz gets a good run off the final corner though, just not able to get alongside. Here comes Butcher throwing it up the inside into the first corner. Wow, bang!
Oh, no.
And into the wall goes Stefan Hug.
Anyway, never going to work, unfortunately. Never ever going to work, I don't think. I'm going to have another look at this.
Was an ambitious move, to say the very least.
In fairness, though, it was an ambitious move, but in fairness, he was there. So, but it's one of those ones where it was such a late lunge.
Yeah, it looks like it at the beginning, and then you just see the gap closing and closing.
Yeah, it's a real tough one. You've got to sacrifice so much on the entry. If you do take the tight line, it's quite a good line, but sacrifice so much mid-corner speed. Just can't can't really maintain that at all. And that's exactly what happened to Butcher. And who just, I don't know what really, who didn't really leave the room, and Butcher didn't really leave Hoog a chance to counter. Here comes Lauritsen round the outside of Sutton again. He might be able to get that done at some point, but got a great run out of the corner. But unless he gets alongside, that could be his chance, Adam. If he gets over the top of the crest of the hill, alongside Ashley Sutton, might just be able to force his way through.
It is hard to get a move done there. You've really got to make sure that the car in front has a poor exit of turn 1. But yeah, Sutton doing all he needs to do at the moment. Final lap of the race. Oh, he's got a good run, Lauritsen, though, through the right-hander. Savidovic is 4 seconds up the road, but this is Lauritsen's final opportunity to that second place.
It's going to be the last chance. It's going to have to be the last of the late breakers here. Right in the slipstream, getting all the tow he can into the braking area. They go. What's he going to do? Is Alex Lauritsen going to be able to make a move? And the answer is no. It's an emphatic one. Through the final corner, or the final time. Well, he was fastest in practice. He was fastest in qualifying. And Wojciech Savidovic wins at Road Atlanta.
Oh, side by side line. That's got Hefford.
Bit of afters at the end, at the front. But yeah, Kat's making his way through on Steve Hefford. Smolensky in 8th. Still looking down at some action. Lorne Murray and Gareth Hickling for 14th and 15th. Who's going to get that? That's going to be extremely close. It is Gareth Hickling who's going to get that by a nose.
What else have we got left? Going through the final corner now, Kip Stevens. So he started in 30th, was able to get a 20th place finish as he comes through the final corner now, getting 10 positions for him. Roberts 21st.
Steve Richardson, wonder if he can... He can't get close enough, I don't think, to Simon Roden in the last couple of corners. Steve Richardson, who started near the back, as did Lewis Bibby actually, so they've done well to get 23rd and 22nd and 24th respectively. Nick McCarron, the last car on the lead lap. Right then, Adam, after an eventful race 1, take us through the finishing order for round 21.
So Savidovic takes the win in the time of 16 minutes and 22 seconds. Ashlerson only a second behind at the end, but Savidovic was, I can definitely say, cruising through the final corner. Third for Alex Lauritsen, the Scandinavian man there, getting the podium, with Dan Hunt finishing in 4th, with Andreas Katz just pipping Steve Hefford to the line in the final corner. Rory Butcher finishing in 7th, with Alex Smolensky in 8th. Jack McIntyre finishing in 9th, and rounding up the top 10 for race 1 was Nathan Davis. Good job from him, getting 9 positions. 11th for Christian Rose, 12th Andy Shield, 13th Ash Blake Hood, 14th for Gareth Hickling, a gain of 15 positions for him. Then 15th place for Laura Murray, Cesare Rizzo in 16th, 17th for Stuart Atkinson, 18th Laura Bond, 16 positions gain for Laura, 19th Max Rice and 20th Kip Stevens, 21st for John Roberts, 22nd Simon Roden, 22nd Lewis Bibby with Simon Roden in 23rd. Those two gained quite a few positions during the race. 43rd to 22nd for Bibby. But Steve Richardson 40th to 24th. Nick McCarron 25th, the last car on the lead lap. And the cars one lap down or more. We had Michael Blake a lap down along with Stefan Hoog, who got round by Rory Butcher late on. Mark Woodhouse a lap down along with David Baker. Tristan Boddice 2 laps down, so he won't be eligible for the reverse grid. Just incidentally, David Baker will be the car on reverse grid, but we get a full.
And everyone else won't get any points either, so that's important to remember.
Yeah, so all the cars below him will not score any points. Rob Graham also no points for him. Roy Verke, Forster Matern, Pete Newman. We saw him get collected in that David Baker shunt. Dries Nice also involved in that collision. Joe McDonald 9 laps down. Ben Hackison 10 laps down. Richard Gore out early on along with Jackie Lossman and Peter Van Gool. And Stelian Jepolewski got taken out whilst battling for the lead. Or took himself out, I should say, whilst battling for the lead with
Steve Hefford.
With Steve Hefford, yeah.
Yeah. Not the finest hour for Stelian Jepolewski, but it was a great performance. Win the race by Wojciech Savidovic. It really was a domination out there. Right then, Sam Kumo, our cameraman, is going to spin the wheel, the reverse grid wheel, and we're going to find out exactly where that's going to land. It could be, for those of you who aren't sure, it could be any sort of number of positions in the middle of the grid, or it could be a full.
We await with intrigue. And it's a full. Well done, David Baker. You're going to be starting in pole position for race 2. Sure he's going to be happy with that. Second is Mark Woodhouse, so we have a Woodhouse on the front row of the grid. Stephen Hook starting in third, Michael Blake in fourth, and Nick McCarron in fifth. Some big names there inside the top 5.
Well, that's not at all fixed then, is it? So we've got Woodhouse and Baker on the front row, and we'll see how they get on after this break. So we've got 3 more races left for you tonight in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Winter Series, and you'll see those right after the break on Apex Racing TV.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Welcome back to Road Atlanta for round 2 of the evening in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship Winter Series in the Mazda MX-5. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Sam Kumo with you. It's a pleasure to be bringing you the action from this championship once again. And first race was domination by Wojciech Zawidowicz, but we had a great battle for the rest of the top 10, Adam.
Yeah, brilliant to watch. The final spot on the podium was one to watch as well. And Andreas Katz just beating Steve Hefford to the line in a frantic final few corners there. And now we've got a full reverse grid in our hands for race 2. David Baker's going to be starting on the pole. And someone is starting up the front with him. Yeah, Stefan Hoog.
Woodhouse, is it? Oh, no.
And Mark Woodhouse on the front row with him as well. So, yeah, should be interesting race 2.
Indeed it should. And, yeah, we're really awaiting that 2.5 minutes left to go. We do have to speak about the final round of the iRacing Road Pro Series, which is this Saturday on Apex Racing TV. It will be the deciding round as to who gets those 10 World Championship licenses for 2017, the iRacing.com World Championship Series. And we will see all the action from the Nürburgring from 1:30 in the afternoon. It will be live here. Adam, we've had a great series in the iRacing Road Pro Series, and I'll be sad to see it go, to be honest.
Yeah, what am I going to do in my Saturday afternoons now when that's finished? I'll probably think of
Watch
something.
Villa lose.
Yeah, probably. That's the only thing that's... Yeah, the Road Pro Series has been keeping me from that, but that's probably a good thing. So yeah, I'll be sad to see it go. And yeah, iRacing, you've made my life a whole lot worse.
There we go. Although I've said that now, I've probably cursed my team as well. Yes, so a minute and a half to go. We've got... Start again. Sorry, guys. English isn't coming out of my mouth at the minute. We've had some great performances in that Pro Series. We've had Jamie Fluke, Marcus Jensen, Bonner Huis. We've had some drivers who really haven't reached the potential, like Freacher Toast. But one thing's for sure, we're going to have a great climax. And whoever wins those 10 licenses, well, surely they're going to be competitive in the World Championship because they set a very, very high standard. This could be the best Pro Series ever in terms of standard drivers.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it, really. Shame we're not covering it, but yeah, I can't wait to see who's going to be out of those top 10 that are going to graduate to the Pro Series, to the World Championship Series, I should say. Wonder if any of those guys can fight it out with the guys at the front. Tell you what, Bono Wheat is definitely going to be one to watch, of course. Won the Vegas E-Race, beating the likes of Gregor Hutu. So, yeah, see how those two can compare when they get on the track as Andy Scheel goes onto his roof.
Does indeed, back over. The self-righting mechanism of the Mazda MX-5 working well there. 20 seconds to go. Wojciech Zawidowicz took the win in race 1. Then it was Ashley Sutton in 2nd. And then it was Alex Lauritsen in 3rd. And so those guys will be starting from about 29th, 30th place for this race. So it's going to be a job on. We're going to have a job on. But if anybody can make those moves, we say it pretty much every week. Ashley Sutton's definitely one of them. And those guys at the back, if they can follow him through, they might be able to gain a hell of a lot of positions.
Yeah, Ash Sutton was one of the biggest gainers of positions during the first race of the day. I wonder if Zawidowicz will be able to do the same as well, because, yeah, 30 plus cars reversed for this. We'll have a run through the grid actually now as we head down to it. David Baker starting on pole position then, Mark Woodhouse 2nd, Stefan Hugen 3rd, 4th Michael Blake, 5th Nick McCarron, 6th Steve Richardson, 7th Lewis Pivy, 8th John Roberts, 9th Kip Stevens, 10th Max Wright, 11th Flora Bonds, 12th Stuart Atkinson, 13th Cesare Rizzo, 14th Lorne Murray, 15th Gareth Hickling, 16th Ash Blake Hood, 17th Andy Scheel, 18th Christian Rose, 19th Nathan Davis and 20th Jack McIntyre, 21st Alex Walensky, 22nd Rory Butcher, 23rd Steve Hefford, 24th Andreas Katz, 25th Dan Hunt, 26th Alexander Lauritsen, 27th Ash Sutton, 28th Zawidowicz, 29th Tristan Bodis, and 30th Dan Blake, 31st Scott Malcolm, 32nd Rob Graham, 33rd Roy Ververke, 34th Forster Matern, 35th Pete Newman, 36th Dries Nice, 37th Joe McDonald, 38th Ben Hackison, 39th Richard Gore, 40th Jackie Lotterman, 41st Van Gaal, and 42nd is Alex Smolensky.
Well done. Here we go then. Red lights are on for race 2. The green light is on for round 22 here at Road Atlanta. Good start from Baker. He's cleared Woodhouse. And Stefan Hoog's made a good start from the second row. He's alongside the Lemmings liveried car as well in the Momo racing car.
Warmer conditions, of course, for race 2, so the drivers don't have to worry about cold tyres too much going up the hill.
Yeah, we did see Hoog battling in that lead pack. It must have happened to him late on. Of course he was butchered, wasn't he? As Woodhouse goes through.
Hoog v Baker already going through the long right-hander, and it looks like Hoog's got the inside lead and an overlap as we head towards the chicane for the first time. So Hoog's wasting no time at all, started on the second row of the grid and is already in the lead, but Baker will fight back.
Stefan Hoog, multiple-time race winner against Dave Baker, who's a former BSR TC champion. Baker's going to try, I thought he was going to try and have a look on Hoog into the chicane, but he's going to try and set him up, although Baker got a real twitch on through the middle of that chicane.
How does Sutton do it, Andrew? Because he's already at 11 positions in the lap. He's up to 16th place as there's problem for Laura Bond.
Like every time, it's like it's inevitable, isn't it, really? Not
Laura
like
Bond's,
anybody can really deal with it. Bond's been off at the chicane.
She's on her own, I think, going through the second part of the chicane and around.
The spins then we've seen today. Oh, very close between McCarran and Bibby. The middle sector, 5th and 6th places.
Oh, Butcher v Sutton. Oh, Sutton getting forced wide. Butcher, he's a feisty driver. We saw that in race 1 with his move on Stefan Hoog going through the S's. Sutton going to try and go around the outside, and he did turn brilliantly. And it's Butcher all over the place there. Sutton now into 12th place.
12th already. That's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? He just never relents, does he? Every time there's a gap, he'll go for it on that first lap, and that's where I think, you know, I know I'd be a lot more successful if I had that confidence to take those positions on the first lap, as you've got 55 of Steve Richardson battling with 38 of Nathan Davis. So Davis had a good start.
We could be about to go 3 wide through the final corner here, just behind Ash Sutton.
Oh, they don't want to do that. Oh, off.
It's not Butcher, is that
It's
Hickley?
McIntyre.
Going into the first corner then.
Spoke to Rory Butcher a couple of weeks ago, and he said he just wants a bit of luck. He just needs to go smoothly at least once. And he was going fairly smoothly until the contact with Hoog. But those are the sort of races, Adam, you know, when he comes to the BSR TC, if he does take part in that, those are definitely the races where if he's on for a solid top 10, he really needs to make that count and put those points in the bank. Sorry.
Or the bag. Yeah.
Or the bag.
Yeah, and yeah, that would have been, and now probably would have been a penalty. I don't know what the organisers are like when it comes to processing.
Probably is.
Penalties, it probably will be. As Sutton gains another position going into the chicane, just going past Nathan Davis.
That's
position.
not that easy to do.
Lewis Bibby and Mark Woodhouse having a battle down the front straight. I think over 3rd and 4th. Yeah, they are.
Woodhouse 3rd, Bibby 4th. Bibby on the inside. Woodhouse takes the wide line. It was far too generous, I think, there, in terms of leaving the door wide open. Needed to be a little bit more forceful, I think, there, Adam. Gave him sort of 2 cars widths when maybe one would have sufficed.
Yeah, Sutton and Davis both getting past Rizzo. I don't know where Rizzo's gone, or he's taken a shortcut, and he's going to probably serve a slowdown for it. Was that of his own doing? I think it was. Yes,
he might be able to serve the slowdown in the middle of the S's, though. They can maybe get right back on it again through this long right-hander. Pretty easy in these cars, Adam, to be fair.
Going back to what was as Blake trying to get past Woodhouse into, and once again Woodhouse relinquishes position. Tell you what, this reminds me of an embarrassing moment for me. I was in a Skip Barber race, a UK and Ireland Skip Barber race that was shown on, I think it was BSR TV many years ago, and I just gave a position over very easily and got told off in the commentary for that. Probably show it to you later, but
well, to be honest, you know, I can't really talk myself, but this is why we're up here, because we're not as good as some of these guys. I think most of them, to be honest.
Tell you what, liquid courage though seems to work pretty well. If we go back to more World Series exploits.
Yeah, you did very, very well. We'll have to have a. I don't know if it's a good idea to have a drunk iRacing race to organise one, but if there was, then how would you measure the level of drunkenness? You see, the minimum level required.
And Rizzo's car looks like it's had a few as he's going through the gravel. He's dropping down the order now to 19th, 20th, and yeah, just caught a slide on, and yeah, his Mazda MX-5 definitely wasn't walking in a straight line.
Up and down the order. Can't recite the alphabet backwards.
Oh,
But
this is close.
But he is going backwards. He's down to 26th place.
Sutton's in the mix again. He's with Lauritsen, he's with he's with Shield, he's with McCarron, he's with Woodhouse as well as we come across the line to start lap 6.
And Stevens. Here comes McCarron. McCarron's on the inside. Sutton's he's not gonna try the middle, is he? Well, he's gonna try the outside line. That'll be the outside for this one, and then it'll be the inside for the next right-hander down the hill. McCarron's all out of kilter. Sutton's through. Pretty easy in the end.
Position gained number 22 then for Ash Sutton, up to 5th place. What a second in race 1.
Andy Shields also on the move. He started 17th. He's now 8th. Past Woodhouse, might be 7th.
Davis as well, up to 10th after starting in.
Coming through.
Was out at the inside. Shield past Woodhouse. Relegating him another position. Woodhouse is not going to give up. Oh my word, here comes Davis. Fantastic run on the exit, and here comes Butcher as well on Stevens. So Stevens getting caught napping
Butcher
there.
on Woodhouse as well. Woodhouse just leaving the door wide open and saying, just come in, fellas, you know.
Davis versus McCarron and Butcher as well. 3 wide down the front straight.
Butcher's down the inside again. It didn't work well for him last time.
Worked well that time, but here comes Davis on the inside on the exit.
Well that time, but he hasn't quite gained the place. He hasn't cleared Nathan Davies. Davies on the inside, forced his way through. Nice move by him. Good driving from the pair of them that time.
All over about 7th place on the track.
Nice work here.
Sutton's right with Michael Blake. I can only see this going one way. Easy for me to say.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Already cleared, look. Even in the braking area. Well, we're not in Ashley Sutton's braking area anyway. Much different from, I think, everybody else out there. But Michael Blake in a very solid 5th place. If he can keep hold of that, he's going to be very happy indeed, I think. Really does make this track essentially just the S's section and the final chicane in terms of the real pressure points out there, Adam.
Pretty much. Yeah, you won't be touching the brakes too much going through turns 1 and over the top of the hill into turn 2, as Davis is trying to hold off the exploits of Butcher there. Close there between the apex car and Butcher as we're on lap 8 of the race. What's the lead situation like? Half a second between Hugo and Baker, just looking at the gaps. As Woodhouse and Savidovic are at it. I think Woodhouse might have just lost a few positions now.
Don't know what's happened there.
Savidovic also wants to get past Kip Stevens.
Just slowly getting chipped away at is Woodhouse. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's back. Oh, it was me that blinked, not them.
Savidovic and Stevens teammates a few seasons ago, were they at New Homes Digital back in the day? Or was that?
I think that lasted probably for a few weeks, did it?
At the start of the season, yes.
Racer magazine they were at, weren't they?
Yes. Dear me, there's only a few months to go, and
I know.
Already on the blink, dear me.
We only had 140 odd races last time.
But Kip Stevens, we can definitely tell he's at Pro Sim now. He was anyway for the Formula Renaults, and he's running a Pro Sim liveried Mazda MX-5 here today. So,
Vidovic is.
Stevens is.
Oh, Stevens is.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
Of course, Pro Sim affiliated with Adrian Quaife Hobbs.
Yeah, GP2 driver, of course, the seasons ago. A talented driver himself.
McCarron looks like he's going to get done here by car 19 of Jack McIntyre. What's the chicane? Michael Blake v Ash Sutton again. In fact, Blake's just got back through, so...
McIntyre won a race at the Nordschleife in 2016, Adam, and showing his good form again here. It's a good battle, this, with Nick McCarron. Wheel to wheel, tete-a-tete, with the final corner.
Oh, in front of them.
When all around are losing theirs.
Oh, into the first corner, McCarron and Butcher, yeah. And
Shield.
McIntyre trying to get past McCarron as here comes
Shield.
Shield.
Shield was very close to Butcher then, he nearly hit him. Oh, and he has
does
hit him
then.
now.
Oh no, that's a disqualification.
Oh, dear, well, Rory Butcher. Possibly the crash of his own making in the first race, but here he's been punted out of the race.
Slightest of touches as well. And yeah, that's just a disqualification straight away. And it was around the outside as Nick McCarron trying to get past Michael Blake, and Andy Shields about to come under pressure from the cars behind. Who's that trying to go through the middle? Is that Jack McIntyre? I think it might be.
A Falatech car, I think. Yep. Michael Blake's in there as well. Blake round the outside. Inside for McCarron, which now became the outside, and they're 3 wide again.
Oh no.
3 wide through the final corner. It's McIntyre, it's Wojciech Swidovic, and it's Michael Blake, and through goes McIntyre and Blake and Swidovic. This is a good battle worth keeping an eye on as well. Just behind them, actually, you've got Alexander Lauritsen, Steve Hefford and Daniel Hunt. That's the battle for 14th place, but all those 3 drivers were top 5 material in race 1.
Yeah, Hefford and Hunt right with each other here. It's over 16th, 15th and 14th going through the S's. We've just got under 5 laps to go on lap 11 now with 15 here at Road Atlanta. Tricky part of the circuit, the S's bends here. Steve Hefford and Dan Hunt are just negotiating now, going through the long right-hander. Hunt's last time around was slightly slower than Steve Hefford, but he seems to be giving it to the Momo Racing driver on this lap anyway.
Yeah, he is.
Davis v Sutton. Davis through, and also McCarron through. Bit of contact there.
Look at this train that we've established in the last few laps.
Oh, we could be 3 wide again. Cat's trying to get past Stevens. Stevens has definitely got past Blake going into the final corner here.
So this is Stevens, Blake, Katz, Lauritsen, Hickling, Hefford, Hunt. This is ridiculous.
Probably something's got to give here up the inside.
Oh, Lauritsen twitching is out of control.
Oh dear. Yeah, and Katz is going to get past Blake surely. Is anyone else going to follow him through? Oh, Blake has to get on the brakes over the top of the hill. Up the inside goes Lauritsen. He's through as well.
Hefford thought about making it 3 wide then, decided not to. It's probably the right decision, to be honest, Steve.
He's out up the inside, and the back of that was Hackerson getting past Dan Hunt.
How's Hackerson joined this battle so quickly? Unbelievable, Jeff.
Well, I think it's shown here 107. Some of the guys in front of him were doing last time around. He was doing 105s. So
Katz
pretty
on
easy.
Katz on Stevens. And that's through for Katz. I think that's 10th place, is it?
Yes, it is. Davis v Sutton. They're very close. That's Davis through. So Davis up into 4th place. Sutton demoted a place there, and also closer McCarron and McIntyre as they come across the line. They're side by side down the front straight.
Aaron and McIntyre 8th and 9th. McIntyre trying to go through into 8th place, and he has done. He's getting very close to the battle for 2nd as well, between David Baker and Lewis Bibby. Bibby's all over Baker, he really is. And he was on pole position, Dave Baker. They're still just about with Stefan Hoog, Adam.
There he is. Man who won race 2.
Bibby's surely going to have a go this time. He's very aggressive on the brakes. And of course he doesn't.
He's got one over me, I can say that as well, as Sutton get past Nathan Davis into the chicane.
And you called him several things.
Yeah, many that are not broadcastable. Going through... Oh, they probably were, I can't even remember.
In fact, no, I think you were nice to him, actually. I think you were nice to Lewis, but he was one of the few people you were nice to.
I was probably, I was probably...
Oh, where's he gone? Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I was probably more horrible towards some certain commentators, but yeah, as we go through... Not you, Andrew, obviously.
Do you mind?
Yeah, we're going through the... Oh, no, we're going to get fired now.
Again?
Yeah, again.
We've been fired twice this week. Won't be fired again, surely.
Davis versus Shield here. Shield's closed up on the battle now between Sutton and Nathan Davis with 1.5 laps to go. And these guys all battling over best of the rest now, 4th, 5th and 6th. Don't rule out Wojciech Swidovic either, the race 1 winner.
2 little battles of 3 going on. Hoog, Baker and Bibby for 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Then Sutton, Davis and Shield, and actually Svidovic has made it a 4-car pile-up here. Not a pile-up.
Will it be a literal 4-car pile-up?
Well, it could be. Look
On
at
the
this
final lap.
behind them is still McIntyre, Katz, Lauritsen, Hefford, McCarran, Stevens, Hickling and Hunt.
Oh, here comes Hunt
Blake,
actually up the inside.
Hackerson, Rose, Woodhouse, they're all there.
Stevens really the stopper in the bottle between the 2 cars behind. Hickling and Hunt both desperate to get past Kip Stevens here as we start the final lap, and Katz in front of them is
Here comes
side by
Hickling.
side with Katz.
Oh, nice move by Gareth Hickling. Lovely drive in there. Christian Rose has got through on Michael Blake as well. That's for 17th place, but we've got to watch the battle at the front because it's coming down to the wire. And it's coming down to the final overtaking opportunity for David Baker. Is he going to have a go? We've said he's quite conservative in the past when it comes to these moves, but is he going to go for the lead? The answer is no. Can he force Hug into a mistake through the final corner? No, he can't. It's going to be quite close, I think, still though, Adam, as he does get the slipstream.
To the final corner we go. Is it going to be? It should be Stefan Hug, I believe. Yes, it will be.
It will be Stefan Hug. The line comes up very quickly. Hug first, Baker second, Lewis Bibby in third. What's that?
Katz and everyone else. Here we go through the final corner, side by side between
my
McIntyre and
goodness me,
Lauritsen.
Lauritsen going through. Oh, and he's been hit. He's
Across
at
the line
wall.
anyway.
And across the line.
Oh dear, Michael Blake has fallen off the boil as well. He's dropping down the order. Oh, he's got a ton of damage to his car.
He's not even mildly simmering at the minute. Well, he might be simmering inside the crash helmet.
What happened to him? Oh,
Look at this over the line. Peter Van Gool. Oh, it's a crash. Peter Van Gool and Scott Malcolm and Jackie Lotterman have just obliterated themselves. That's worth a look on the replay, surely.
just looking at it now. Well, Van Gool,
They were hitting each other through the final corner.
Lotterman, and then Van Gool was just like, "Oi, get across the line."
What a great incident. That was a fantastic looking incident from the camera angle I had. A little touch from Lotterman. Their second touch. Malcolm saves it. He can't save the second one. Gets put on his roof. Lotterman into the wall. And then poor old Thorsten Matern comes over the line and gets a bit of a MX-5 to the face.
Hey, what Michael Blake's incident was very bizarre. I don't even know how it started. He was going through the chicane, and the car behind, Mark Woodhouse, was quite a way away, but Christian Rose very slow on the exit, and Woodhouse just absolutely freight trains him into the tyre barrier.
Have a quick look at that. Well, all hell was breaking loose in front of them. Christian Rose was slow. Oh, he was really slow out of the corner, wasn't he? And
Got a
Blake
tank
was
slap
sort
on him,
of,
yeah.
Blake was sort of nudging him, and Woodhouse, just in typical Woodhouse fashion, just comes up and goes smack. Pile drives him into the wall. Well, I don't think he'd make it back up for the 10 count after that one, to be honest. Oh well.
There's still 2 more races to go. Mark Woodhouse, don't worry. And I think you finished on the lead lap. Yeah, so you might be in with a shot of a reverse grid pole. Just trying to find where I finished, actually. I finished in 22nd place after that, so it wasn't...
I've got 17th on here.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong
Blake,
name, that's why.
Sorry,
yeah,
Woodhouse.
Michael Blake,
Blake,
yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Mark Woodhouse finished 17th,
Sorry.
yeah. We're only for the finishing order then, just to make some understanding of this. Stefan Hug wins the race by 0.2 of a second over over David Baker. Lewis Bibby finishes in 3rd with Ash Sutton 27th to 4th, 23 positions gained for him there. Nathan Davis finishing in 5th. 6th, Davidovic, only 1 position gained less than Sutton, 22 positions gained there for the reigning BSR TC champion. Andy Shield finishing in 7th place with Alex Lauritsen just behind those guys in 8th. 9th, Jack McIntyre, and 10th, Andreas Katz. 11th, Steve Hefford. 12th, Nick McCarran. Gareth Hickling in 13th with Kip Stevens in 14th. Dan Hunt's finishing in 15th with Ben Hackerson in 16th. 17th, Mark Woodhouse, so he managed to get to the line ahead of Christian Rose in 18th. 19th, Richard Gore, and 20th, Dan Blake. Cesaro Rizzo 21st. Michael Blake, after that hit from Woodhouse, he was able to come across the line 22nd. John Roberts 23rd. Lorne Murray 24th. Max Wright finishing in 25th, Steve Richardson 26th, 27th Tristan Bottis, 28th Laura Bonds, 29th Scott Malcolm, and 30th Jackie Lotterman. 41st for Peter Van Gaal, 32nd for Forster Matern, Joe McDonald 33rd, Ash Blake Hood 34th, and in the cars 1 lap down or more. Roy Ververke 35th, so we have a full, it will be him on pole. Roy Butcher 6 laps down, 8 laps down for Rob Graham. Alex Smolensky 9 laps down. Stalin Chapelevsky out early on in race 2, so 2 bad races for him so far, finishing in 39th. Stuart Atkinson 40th, Newman 41st, and Dries Nice didn't take the start for race 2. Cars decided inside the top 10 that finished there, by the way. We only have 3.
Yeah, and that shows the topsy-turvy nature of the reverse grid. Which, speaking of which, we're going to go to now. So Sam Kumo's going to spin the wheel once again. He's going to tell us who is going to be on pole position for race 3 of the evening. We had a full in race 1. We get here.
27 is going to be the number that we've spun.
Quite a big
And
one
it
then. And
Bottis, yeah, he's going to be starting on pole position. Steve Richardson 2nd, Max Wright 3rd, Lorne Murray 4th, and John Roberts will be starting in 5th.
okay then. And we'll see what Tristan Bottis can do from the front row when we return after these commercial breaks. I can't talk, sorry. After this commercial break, we will be back. We've got 2 more races for you here on iRacing Live and Apex Racing TV. John is back here for the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Winter Series.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live for round 23 of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Winter Series in the Mazda MX-5s from the Road Atlanta circuit in the United States. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Sam Kumo bringing you all the action here from the third out of tonight's 4 races. And Adam, overcast conditions have descended upon us. That might mean that these cars are a handful. We did see that the other night.
There's one crashes then, Simon Roden. Yeah, 21 degrees track temperature, and yeah, I think it's going to be a handful, these guys, because the corners, you really need some temperature in the tyres to negotiate them, especially the turn 1 and the run up the hills to turn 2, and then shortly after that the S's. So the first half of the lap is going to be pretty treacherous for these guys.
Yeah, I think so. Once I got the tyres up to temperature, what we will see some slightly faster lap times, just how these tyres work here on iRacing. You will get some quicker laps with the cooler conditions. And we'll see what Tristan Bottas can do from pole position. He was reversed onto there after 27 cars were switched. So, there he goes, actually. Well, that's not boding very well, is it?
It's getting
Tristan Bottas.
Practice attempt, yeah.
Well, some good luck for the pole sitters tonight. Wojciech Svidovic started on pole in race 1. He won the race, and Dave Baker started on pole in race 2 and finished second. But Tristan Bottas, well, if the pattern continues, he'll finish third. We'll be looking to do better than that, obviously, here. But it's going to be a reasonably difficult one because we're seeing how fast the real top contenders are coming through the pack.
Oh yeah, it's quite remarkable to see Ash Sutton gain 11 positions in a lap in race 2 earlier. We'll see if we can do the same in race 3. In fact, I don't think he'll have as many positions to gain this time. After finishing in 4th place in a race 2 and only 27 cars reversed as he goes for a slide through the S's. That should put him
23rd, something like that.
Yeah, about 23rd on the grid for race 3. So we'll see if he gained 23 positions, I think, in race 2. So we'll see if we can do the same in race 3.
What I was a bit surprised about in the first race was the fact that we actually lost so many cars, Adam, because we a lot of the incidents we didn't actually see, but we only ended up with about 24 finishes, and that's pretty surprising on here because it seemed like the driving was pretty clean out there.
Yeah, most of them seemed to be early on, and we had one or two that possibly didn't take the start either. It was mostly, yeah, the first or second lap where they all came to grief. Most of the drivers that have had incidents after that either carried on or went to the pits and got a new car. And some of the incidents, to be fair, happened late on.
Yeah, we do try to show everybody in the broadcast if we can. We've seen some great battles at the front of the field tonight, and of course that's where we're generally going to go. Yeah, we'll try and get everybody a bit of airtime. And a lot of the drivers actually starting at the front, Adam, in this race, such as Tristan Bottas, are drivers who haven't had a lot of airtime tonight. Actually, they've been fairly quiet on the broadcast, so it'd be nice to get them some, show them some love as well.
Always great battles throughout the field, and yeah, whenever there's even battles outside the top 20 that we get to look at as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens in race 3. And here we go down to the grid then for the third race of the day. Starting on pole position is Tristan Bottas, second Steve Richardson, third Max Wright, fourth Lord Murray, fifth John Roberts, sixth Michael Blake, seventh Cesario Rizzo, eighth Dan Blake, ninth Richard Gore, and 10th Christian Rose. Mark Woodhouse is starting in 11th, 12th Ben Hackerson, 13th Dan Hunt, 14th Kip Stevens, 15th Gareth Hickling, 16th Nick McCarron, 17th Steve Hefford, 18th Andy Katz, 19th Jack McIntyre, and 20th Alex Lauritsen. Andy Shield 21st, Wojciech Svidovic 22nd, Nathan Davis 23rd, Ash Sutton 24th, Lewis Bibby 25th, Baker 26th, Hook 27th, Bond 28th, 29th Malcolm, and Lotterman in 30th, 31st Van Gool, 32nd Matern, 33rd Joe McDonald, 34th Roy Paverke, 35th Rory Butcher, and here we go down to the grid. We can't get through all of them this time.
The revs are rising here at Road Atlanta. Quite a long hole, but the green light is on. Good start by Bottas. Got away pretty well off the front of the grid. But here comes Steve Richardson, who's had a much better second phase, and he may lead into the first corner.
Hey, Max Wright.
Looking around the outside, Max Wright on the inside.
Hit 3 wide and a brilliant start there for Max Wright. He leads.
Automech then to the front. Here comes Cesare Rizzo, who's made a really fast start. He's looked good in this Winter Series. Who's that in the Apex car already? Is that Richard Gore?
Yes, it is. Richard Gore up to 6th place, already gained 3 positions, going through the S's then.
Already up past Lorne Murray.
Into the wall, Hickling and Hunt.
Ah. The 2 cars, I think, then. Button's already gained about 10 places, by the way.
Up to 16th place after starting in 24th.
8 places. I have absolutely no idea how he does it. Just on it from minute 1, second 1.
A bit like Mario Kart, does he have a shortcut that no one else knows about? Oh, he's off! He caused the commentator right there.
Well, now he's got a shortcut to the pit lane because he's retired.
Tristan Bottas has taken the lead from Max Wright as we come across the line. Don't know what's happened there, but into the first corner. Bottas is the new leader.
Would have been into the chicane, I think. Fairly close, didn't see exactly what happened. I'm sure we might get that on the replay, but Tristan Bottas back to the front, ahead of Max Wright. These 2 Club Series veterans, of course. The old Kia Club Series.
And for 5 seasons, didn't it?
It did indeed. I drove in 3 of them.
And we both won in them. In one of them.
Might have been 4 of the seasons I actually drove in. Yeah, we did win a couple of times each.
Did you win twice? Laguna Seca and
2
Brands
wins.
Hatch.
Yep.
One at Charlotte Road.
Did. And that was a good one.
Less of us talking about our bad iRacing careers, as here comes up the inside Richard Gore on Rizzo.
Oh, gracious. Got a real sideways moment on Richard Gore that time. The man who's in the showdown in the BSRTC in 2016 up the inside, which is Ari Rizzo. Rizzo holding his line well.
Michael Blake is in the pits, so a bad race 3 for Michael Blake. Atkinson dropping down the order as well. He's battling away Mark Woodhouse.
Why has he ended up down there? I wonder.
I'll quickly check from what happened to Michael Blake, if I can find him on the screen.
I wonder if Blake and Woodhouse have something coming together.
I'll check. He's actually retired, Michael Blake.
That'd be for the 2nd race in a row if it was.
It was. Oh no, it was 53. Stefan Hoog.
Stefan Hoog and Michael Blake having an incident into the chicane is Christian Rose alongside Dan Blake. Oh, Blake is round. Oh, he's off now. Just got hit a little bit on the quarter panel.
2 Blakes dispensed within a lap.
That's it.
But he's still going, fortunately for Dan Blake this time.
Using Blake as a brake. 2 races in a row that's happened actually for Michael Blake.
The inside Hoog on Woodhouse. So Stefan Hoog now up into 12th place, gain of 15 positions, following David Baker through the field nicely. Both of them have gained 15 spots. Ivan Gall has had a problem. He's dropping down the order as well. What's happened to him? He was 21st at the line. This
is very close at the front. John Roberts side by side with Max Wright. Wright's trying to get past Bottas. They're all trying to get past Tristan Bottas here, Adam.
Pretty wide down the front, down the back straight here into the chicane then. Up the inside goes Max Wright, back to the race lead. Who's that coming up the inside? That's Richard Gore trying to get in the mix as well.
Max Wright does make the chicane really well actually that time. Beautiful driving.
Christian Rose has had an issue. He's now in 29th place. He was 8th at the start of the lap. And I think we might have had a problem for Alex Lawrenson as well.
Look at this pack.
Here comes Gore, pushing Bottas.
Adam, look at this pack. Hoog, Hefford, Butcher, Shield, Davis and Blake.
Oh my word, yeah. Davis is in the mix there as well, going through turn 1.
And Woodhouse.
Here comes Hefford over the top of the hill. Oh, that's close to Davis.
They came across 2 and 3 wide. Down the main straight.
And Blake getting past Woodhouse there.
Over there. Max Wright leading, Tristan Bottas in second. It's been a great lap for Max Wright, Adam. It's cleared off at the front.
Yeah, 8 tenths of a second between Max Wright and Tristan Bottas in second place. Gore looking up the inside of Rizzo. Going into the chicane. Is that a done deal? No, because Rizzo will go back round the outside and that will quickly become the inside line there. And Richard Gore, he's still there.
He's still there. Careful. Beautiful driving though. What a great scrap this is between Gore and Rizzo. Then you've got Richardson battling in this front pack with Lon Murray.
And how long it'll be before Dave Baker gets into the mix here. He's not too far away from those guys, and neither Stefan Hug, neither's Rory Butcher, who's gained 25 positions in this race.
Yeah, and Baker's on it for CQR S-Line.
Rizzo's going to lose a place to Murray here. Murray through into 5th place.
You might have to deal with Steve Richardson in a minute.
Baker's lap times 105.4 last time around. Everyone in front of him is lapping 106s and 107s, so it's only going to be a matter of time, and we've still got plenty of time as well in this race. 9.5 laps to go.
Well, Tristan Bodice and John Roberts are in the 105s. Going very quickly out there. Richard Gore has caught this pack. Look how quickly he's got to these guys after clearing Cesare Rizzo.
Going to try around the outside of John Roberts there, Richard Gore. No, he's not, but 4-car
Very difficult
quartet
place.
here.
Very
Here comes
difficult
Bodice.
place to go past, isn't it there? Here comes Bodice.
Back
Right.
through.
Right, can't go right round the outside. He has to succumb there to Tristan Bodice. Oh. Good defence there from right, though, from Roberts.
Baker's already arrived on the scene. Hefford's out. Don't know what's happened to Steve Hefford.
Rizzo's back. Hefford.
Oh.
Oh.
Woodhouse, Baker. Baker's, he's forcing Woodhouse into the gravel.
That's
Richardson
Richardson.
into the gravel. And Hoog's just found a way through. He's going to get past all of them here. And who's going to follow him through? Is it Butcher? Yeah, it's Butcher.
Ben Hackerson's at the back of the pack as well. So Butcher versus Hoog. Round 2. Seconds out. Ding ding.
Oh!
Will it be a ding dong? Will it be dilly ding dilly dong? Oh, off.
Baker's broken something. Yeah, he's done.
Baker's off. Car's knackered.
That's
End of him.
cooked. Car's met a soggy bottom, a soggy end.
That's indeed.
Bad.
Now Baker, that's a bad Baker joke, isn't it? Oh dear.
Wonder if I bet Baker's car's baked off. Going into. I'm so sorry. John Roberts.
He's overcooked it. Oh dear, there's all sorts. There's all sorts we could go for there. Meanwhile,
Baker, ignore us.
We've
Go off to Channel 4. It'll be okay. Going through the right hand.
we've got a train of Automet cars actually now.
We got Murray.
And Butcher. So we've had the Butcher and the Baker. The candlestick maker's nowhere to be found.
Gore's taking the lead on Bodice going into the chicane.
Oh,
There we go.
Butcher,
Us two
Butcher on
clowns.
Murray as well. But yeah, Gore is through. Richard Gore leads. Good stuff from Richard. Oh, look at this lot in the final corner. Oh, that's very close between Hackerson and everyone.
Butcher pushing Hackerson. Who's pushing Hoog? It's Davis. Into turn 1. Sideways does go Ben Hackerson.
6-car scrap here. 6-man battle royal, so to speak.
Hoog had confidence in his spotter there. Oh no! And Davis definitely didn't have confidence in his. He gets turned around.
Davis is off. And lose a few positions. There goes Dries Nice. There goes Woodhouse.
What's happening in the lead battle? Gore's really pulling away. He's got a 1 second advantage. However, Max Wright did that and was quickly pulled back into the scrap. Bodice is now going to have to try and hold off Max Wright. John Roberts here going
There
into
goes
the chicane.
Roberts down the inside. Good move. Oh yes. Oh yes. Very nice move.
Clean as you like, as here comes Rizzo as well, and here comes Max Wright round the outside. Tristan Bodice could be in for a bit of a mugging here. Whoa!
Oh, he
loses
lost
the front.
the car. Oh dear. Oh dear. Here comes Hoog. Hoog on Lon Murray.
Boom. Wow! Out of nowhere.
Hoog's
Getting
got
past
2
Bodice
positions.
straightaway.
Here comes Hackerson. Oh, he's nowhere to go. He forces his way through.
All through the S's. Here comes. Oh, Shield. Trying to get a pass there.
That's what we got there. That's who's that in the 6-car? Dan Blake. The VRS car.
Oh, smoke. It's Roberts!
Well,
What has happened to John Roberts?
they say your car is toast.
Oh,
And why? We don't know.
him and Rizzo both understeered off. There was a lot of dust out there, to be fair. Oh
Have a
dear.
look. Oh, heck of a lot of dust. Let's have a look. Oh, well off. Oh man, Rizzo just followed him. Rizzo didn't spin though. Oh man, Hackerson and Andy Shield were lucky, weren't they?
And it looks like Roberts might have just brushed the wall there.
Right there, Adam.
5 laps to go then.
Bodis has got some damage.
Yeah, he's been freight trained. He's down to 7th place now. Stefan Hoog's up into 2nd. 3 seconds off Richard Gore with 5 laps to go. Can't rule it out, can you?
You can't. I don't think he will, but you never know. Hackerson's done a 5.3. That's a crazy lap time. That's a great lap time. As has Richard Gore, by the way.
Quickly check what happened to
Somebody could be in the 1-minute 4s by the end of this race, you know. Bodis had a 1:10.
Bodis did exactly... Oh my word! Looking on the replay what happened to Tristan Bodis, it was just after the crash for Roberts. And he went off as well, and he was approaching the slow Rizzo and had nowhere to go.
Oh, there goes
Oh,
Bodis.
No. And that's
Murray.
it. Over and out.
Lord Murray's hit Tristan Bodis.
And that's in the chicane.
And I think is Bodis had enough there?
That's the same place, or pretty much almost the same place where he had his first bit of contact a lap ago.
I think Tristan's had enough of this one.
Well, lap times last time around then. Richard Gore 105.3, 104.9 for Stefan Hoog. I think at that rate, even though it's quite a rate that Hoog's eating into Gore's lead, it should be enough. Problem for Dan Blake. Blake, who was in 9th at the beginning of the lap, is around in turn 1. Was it of his own doing?
Look at this battle going past them. That's Jackie Lotterman and Joe McDonald.
Blake lost it on his own, but yeah, Joe McDonald.
75 versus 24. McDonald is going to be on... Oh, man, he's going to be on the outside for this gargantuan right-hander that we're going to approach here. But it's an easy flat. Well, I say it's easy flat. There's 2 people off on the grass in the last lap.
Look at the dust that's there now. On 4s or 6s, it's relatively straightforward, that right-hander. It's proving very difficult for these guys on iRacing today, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of dust out there.
Oh, Davis v... that's an Autovet car. It's Lorne Murray.
On Murray then. 10th place, not anymore. Through goes Nathan Davis. Reece Nice is up to 8th place. Started 40th.
Didn't even start race 2. Here comes Alex Smolensky, who he too started 37th on the grid.
Oh, off Murray.
Oh no.
No, it's not Murray.
It's Roden.
Oh, it's
False
Roden.
alarm.
That's nearly the same coloured car.
Astral livery there.
Oh dear. Richard Gore on his merry way. Stefan Hoog 2.3 seconds behind. 105.216. Stefan Hoog that last time. I think is that the fastest lap of the race? I think it could be.
Fastest lap of the race is held by Lewis Bibby, who's out of the race at 104.5.
What did he do? 104. 104.5. Goodness. Lap that was...
Oh no! Hackerson! Hackerson's gone! Oh, I think he might be back.
He's gone or crashed?
He's crashed, but I think he might have just spun actually. Yeah, he spun on the exit of the chicane. No damage was sustained. But he's going to get back going again in 7th.
Smolensky and Richardson going at it.
Far off in the pit lane, dear me.
What, car crashed in the pit lane?
Oh yeah, tons of smoke coming from the pit lane. There's Woodhouse v Hackerson going into turn 1.
Yeah, that's just behind this battle with Smolensky and Richardson. That was for 11th place. This is for 13th and 14th with Hackerson ahead of Woodhouse.
Hackerson applying his trade to many cars. Saw him racing in a GT3 race the other day on the other side.
And I think he's going to do the BSR Formula Renault potentially as well. So he's thinking about testing the car at least. So, jack of all trades. You know what? He does pretty well in all these series that he does. Ben Hackerson. Nick McCarron. He's got a battle on now because he's got to fend off Thorsten Matern.
Oh.
And Wojciech. Is that Wojciech Svidovich? No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Well, he's a lap down. So from winning the earlier race...
It's Stelian Chepelevsky. Who's
They're all
3 laps down.
Yeah.
Oh, crash. Matern and McCarron, I think they hit each other.
final lap of the race then, 1.5 second lead for Richard Gore, but it's all about between Max Wright and Andy Shiel here, plus Dries Nice. 3 cars all battling over 4th place, best of the rest.
Right, Shiel, Nice. All in the line. Going through the S's section. You got this big old right-hander where, yeah, it's so dusty there. Gosh.
Here comes Shiel then. But whereabouts is Richard Gore on the track? He's just negotiating the chicane for the final time. Here comes Shiel up the inside of Wright. Is that going to be a done deal? Very close. Gore's going to turn in. Oh! Shiel's got it done, and here comes number 15, Dries Nice, to get the position as well. A full-on mugging there for Max Wright as Richard Gore's going to come through and take the win.
He has done. Richard Gore wins. Dries Nice all over the back of Shiel, over the line, and takes the position there. Andy Shiel, 4th place. Still coming across in very close order.
Jackie Lotterman might have gone. Yeah, I think they got disqualified going into the chicane. Yeah.
Was that with McDonald?
Yes, it was.
Have a little look then.
That
was a loss of control.
And a 2X.
2X is all it took for Jackie Lotterman. It was a good battle between him and Joe McDonald. We watched a bit of that during the race, but yeah, it's not ended well for him at DSQ. And that means he won't be eligible for pole position either. But Wojciech Savinovic will.
Yes, he is, because he finished 1 lap down. I saw him getting lapped by the leaders there after winning race 1 earlier. Finishing a lap down in race 3. And yeah, good performance on Richard Gore, 9th to 1st. Rory Butcher, 32 positions gained, and that's almost paled into insignificance as well, because Dries Nice managed to gain 35.
Tremendous performance there. Could say nicely done.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
these puns are going to have to stop at some point.
We'll offend someone at some point, I'm sure of it. Richard Gore takes the win then in race 3 of the day. Stefan Hoog finishing in 2nd, Rory Butcher in 3rd, Andy Shiel finishing in 4th, Dries Nice in 5th, 6th Max Wright, 7th Cesare Rizzo, 8th Nathan Davis, 9th Alex Walensky, and 10th for Lorne Murray. 11th place finish for Ben Hackerson in the end. Steve Richardson started on the front row and finished 12th. Mark Woodhouse 13th with Rob Graham 14th, 36 to 14th for Graham actually, so that's quite a good performance, 22 positions gained. Christian Rose finishing in 15th, Chip Stevens finishing in 16th, Roy Verke 17th, Joe McDonald 18th, Nick McCarron 19th, and Forston Matern in 20th. Tom Malcolm 21st, Jackie Lotterman disqualified 1 lap down, and Savinovic finishing 1 lap down. Dan Blake 2 laps down, so he won't be eligible for the reverse grid, and neither will the cars that finished behind him. Zane Chapalevsky, he had connection issues at the start of the race, so joined the race late on. Finished 25th, 3 laps down. Simon Roden, we saw him off when we nearly had kittens and thought it was Lorne Murray. He finished in 26th, 3 laps down. Peter Van Gool 4 laps down. Tristan Bottas, the pole sitter, gone. 28th. Laura Bond 29th, and 30th John Roberts. Stuart Atkinson 8 laps down. David Baker 8 laps down. His car just broke. Steve Peppard 9 laps down. Lewis Bibby 10 laps down. Andreas Katz also 11 laps down. Lauritsen in 36th, 12 laps down. Michael Blake out early on as well, along with Jack McIntyre. Ash Sutton suffered a curse of the commentator. We were just commenting on how well he was doing on the opening lap, and he vanished. Dan Blake 40th, 14 laps down, and Gareth Hickling, the first of the cars to meet a sorry end in 41st place.
I thought it was a really, really good race, really entertaining. But now we have the final spin of the wheel to go in this evening's racing. And Sam Kumo's going to tell us who's going to be on pole position. Could it be Wojciech Savinovic with a full thing?
If Joe McDonald's might fancy a pole position.
Might well do.
It's a full, so Savinovic will get the pole position.
There we go.
No guarantee of a win. Don't know if Jackie Lotterman will be starting on the front row with him, but we'll see. Scott Malcolm starting in 3rd, 4th. Forston Matern and Nick McCarron will be starting in 5th.
Alright, so we'll see the conclusion of tonight's racing here at Road Atlanta on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live when we come back in the MSA British Sim Racers Winter Series.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Welcome back for the final race of the evening from Road Atlanta in the United States in the BSR Winter Series. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Sam Kumo bringing you the action from this circuit, which is now the coolest it's been all evening, Adam. 21 degrees, got another 15 laps to go, and Wojciech Svidovic, ominously for the rest of the field, is on pole position.
Yeah, the winner of race 1 might want to go out with a win in race 4. And yeah, it's the late afternoon conditions here at Road Atlanta. 21 degrees ambient temperature, 21 degrees track temperature as well. And yeah, it is looking pretty ominous with Svidovic on pole position. Now, you never know. He might encounter some issues, especially if the cars behind him get in the mix. So it's going to be all about the stars, I think. I
think you're right. How many times have we seen? We've seen a lot of the times in the Pro Series, the Road Pro Series, Adam, that likes of Freak Toast have got onto pole position a few times and have terrible starts, and that's affected their whole race. So hopefully for Wojciech Svidovic, from his point of view at least, it's going to be incident free, as the practice hasn't been incident free for Andreas Katz. Slammed into the wall pretty hard on the exit of that long right-hander. Svidovic, though, you know, in a way though, if he does get a slightly poor start, it's going to make it more interesting for us, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're not going to lie, I don't think, if we're hoping for a poor start from Wojciech Svidovic. But yeah, and just looking at the track again, the long right-hander still covered in dust from the previous races. So that's going to be a tricky spot again for these guys. And yeah, keep saying about it, cold tyres in these overcast conditions.
I don't even know how that's so dirty, really, because I don't know why people are even getting near the track limits through there, 'cause it's a pretty straightforward corner, but I wonder if they're just dragging some dust on from the previous sector, but it runs all the way through the corner. It's a bit strange. They did say that if there's dust around the circuit and gravel traps and things like that, it can potentially blow onto the course during the course of a race meeting as well, if the wind is pointing in a certain direction. But it's a very, very light wind here, 3 kilometers an hour only.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just from those few collisions that we had. The cars going into the gravel trap earlier on, and that's what's caused the issue. Because the track definitely was a lot more dusty after the incident for Cesare Rizzo.
Yeah, that could be right.
And John Roberts in race 3. And then warm-up just about to finish.
Yeah, we may see some very fast lap times as well. They're in the 104s in the warm-up.
104.2, fastest lap in warm-up session by Andreas Katz. I think he's going to be starting a bit down the order as Jack McIntyre crashes. And let's head down to the grid then for the final time today. Pole position for Svidovic, second Jackie Lotterman, third Scott Malcolm, fourth Forster Matern, fifth for Nick McHerron, Joe McDonald, sixth, seventh is Roy Ververke, eighth Kip Stevens, ninth Christian Rose, and 10th Rob Graham, Mark Woodhouse 11th, 12th Steve Richardson, Ben Hackerson 13th, 14th Lorne Murray, Alex Smolensky 15th, 16th Nathan Davis, 17th Cesare Rizzo, 18th Max Wright, 19th Trees and Ice, and 20th Andy Shield, 21st Rory Butcher, 22nd Stephen Hoog, 23rd is Richard Gore, 24th Dan Blake. Dane Shepelewski starts in 25th. I don't know if he's going to make the start though, he seems to be having intermittent connection issues. 26th Simon Roden, 27th Tristan Bollis, 28th Laura Bonds, 29th John Roberts, and starting in 30th will be Stuart Atkinson.
Right then, final time tonight. We're going to see the revs rise. Wojciech Svidovic on the front row. Jackie Lotterman, who's very fast alongside. Let's see who can get into the first corner first. Away from the line, then Wojciech Svidovic gets a decent start. Jackie Lotterman pulls alongside, though he might be able to go through into the first corner. Svidovic covers the line, he's clear. Important for his race, the reigning BSR TC champion. Let's see if everybody else can get through the first couple of corners okay. I think everybody has. Good job. Svidovic down the SS section for the first time. Lotterman!
Oh!
Oh!
Oh no.
Gracious me.
Graham's gone. And in a big way, Rizzo might have gone as well.
Graham's car is knackered. Can't steer. Oh, off goes Bond. I wonder, did Laura Bond and Rob Graham have a crash, did they? Oh, let's have a look. It all started. Oh, there were a lot of slow cars actually, and Rizzo ended up spinning in the middle of the track. And everyone had to do evasive action. I'm not sure what happened. We know how that started, Adam.
The Rizzo contact.
No, it was in front of him, wasn't it?
Oh.
Hold on. Oh, it was Thorsten Matern and Nick McCarron, I think.
Well, just going to
Yeah,
say Ashlerson's gained 25 positions already.
God.
And I thought I'd written him out of it. He's already up to 12. Oh! Make that another position as Thorsten Matern's gone off.
So yeah, it was Thorsten Matern and Nick McCarron at first. And then everybody sort of checked up. Oh, it's behind that the issue happened. Just gonna wind it back again. Let me know obviously if anything big goes on here. But it was Rizzo and Woodhouse possibly into Smolenski, and then 4 or 5 cars involved. A bit of a messy incident.
Andreas Katz up the move, up the order now.
Oh, look
Now,
at that
excuse me.
slow Automet car. Scott Malcolm. Don't know what's happened to him. Side by side is Smolenski and
Rob Graham's going into the pits. They surely haven't made contact, have they?
well, Graham was off, wasn't he, in the first corner?
Yeah,
You
Graham
said.
was limping back to the pits. Rory Butcher has had some issues. I don't know whether he's got connection problems, but he's not showing up on my screens anyway.
Well, Wojciech Svidovic is flying away here from Jackie Lotterman, about 2 seconds clear. Then it's Christian Rose, then it's Ben Hackerson. 5th is Joe McDonald, then it's McCarron, then Stevens, Ververke, Shield, and Ashley Sutton already in 10th.
Crazy battle here where Andreas Katz is. He's just managed to escape from Hefford, Bibby, Bodis. McIntyre's also there as well. McIntyre getting forced out wide. That's going to allow Hickling up the inside.
Crazy battle.
Hackerson v Rose also. I think that's just a change for position there. Hackerson through into 3rd. But yeah, that battle for 19th on back. Katz getting past Atkinson as well. Into the chicane.
That's McIntyre having a look as well. Sorry, not McIntyre. It was McIntyre, sorry. Here comes Blake. Dan Blake having a look on Bodis. Into the final corner, up the inside. Bodis has got the run. Oh, here we go. 19 car up the inside. Jack McIntyre into turn 1. He goes all the way around the outside and loses it and goes off. He lost 5 positions.
Atkinson's been hit, and that is the end for Steve Pepford. I think he's been disqualified.
Oh, let's have a look what happened there. Oh yeah, Hefford. Oh, Atkinson actually lost it and sort of spun in front of Steve Hefford. Got to be down as you've got to put that down as a racing incident, Adam. But it doesn't make it any better for Steve Hefford reaching the incident limit.
And at all, and yeah, incident limit of 11 in this series, of course. And yeah, Steve Hefford hitting that incident limit early on, only on the 4th lap of the race. Sutton's into the pits.
What happened there? Did he jump the start or something?
I don't think so. It's been a few laps. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know.
He's
It's
had
been
to
an
have some
error.
repairs. He's taking tyres and fuel, so something's gone on there for Ash Sutton. Vidovic in the lead, 2.5 seconds clear of Lotterman. 104.554 for Wojciech last time round. Really on it. And Hackerson in 3rd. Good performance by him. Christian Rose in 4th. 5th is McCarron. 6th is McDonald, and then it's Stevens, Ververke and Shield. Here comes Andy Shield. Whoa! Very late on the brakes, carbon disc glowing, but he makes the move well. Lovely move there, and that's 11 positions gained for him. Sorry, 12 now. Dave Baker's up 18 positions. He's 31st on the grid. Now up to 12th and battling with Alex Smolenski. Dries Nice there as well. Got some technical problems for Adam there. Oh, Hackerson off. I don't know what's happened to his car. He's been off in the S's section. Lost a lot of places, hand over fist. Now then, have a quick look through. Smolensky and Baker resuming the battle. Baker is trying to take advantage on Smolensky.
Final corner then, Baker trying to go around the outside. Oh, that's close. Car 13 of Baker and versus Smolensky, and Baker is through before we even get to the corner.
Yeah,
the
nice
inside.
work.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice work.
Oh.
Smolensky almost lost it. Heart in the mouth moment, I'm sure, for Dries Nice and for Richard Gore, who's just behind this group. And then it's the other Apex car of Andreas Katz. Yeah, we saw Ben Hackerson come across, Adam. He was up in the top 5 and went off in the S's section. That's 15th.
In and around that battle is Dan Hunt and Lewis Bibby. They're just behind. They're just in the next group.
Oh, Sutton's off.
Oh, Shield v McDonald. That is Shield getting past. Kip Stevens is also in the mix. Here's Nathan Davis trying to get by as well.
There's Davis, yep. Just past Stevens, just overcuts him. See there, Christian Rose in the CQR Academy car. Having a little look. Ah, he's going through. Stevens not putting up much of a fight that time.
And here comes Verke to get past Stevens. Stevens had a pretty poor run out the first corner, to say the least.
Ashley Sutton has retired. Retirement so far: Tristan Body, Steve Hefford, Rory Butcher, Michael Blake, Cesare Rizzo, Laura Bond, Simon Roden, Robert Graham and Stefan Hoog all out. And who's definitely not out at the minute though, Adam, is Wojciech Svidovic. He's nearly 6 seconds clear.
6 seconds. I think that's probably the biggest gap we've seen for the lead all day today. Jackie Lotterman in second place, still doing a very good job. Nick McCarron rounding out the podium. Andy Shield, I wonder how long it'll be before Shield can get to McCarron. We'll see what the lap times are like as they come across the line. Nick McCarron will do a 1 minute 5.485. And Shield does a 1:04.918. So good half a second quicker there.
Yeah, very good lap there. Nathan Davis is in the 104s, as is Christian Rose. Dave Baker's in the 4s. Dries Nice. Andreas Katz did a 104.6. Ben Hackerson also in the 4s. Having a quick look down the list just to see whether anybody else is in the 4s. Jack McIntyre is. And Stelin Shepelevsky is all the way down. Yeah, all the way down there. Tell you what, it'd be a nice way to end the meeting for Wojciech Svidovic. He was on pole at the start of the race, start of the meeting tonight, and he won that first race from pole position. Led pretty much every lap.
Smolensky, no, it's not Smolensky. It's McDonald v Christian Rose going through the final chicane. This is over 6th and 7th. Around the outside goes Christian Rose. Good run on the inside by McDonald. However, the outside line's always going to prevail for that final corner, and that is Christian Rose through into 6th place.
Yeah, I did think McDonald might have been able to have a look into the first corner. Dries Nice side by side with Smolensky, and he nearly lost it, did Dries?
Yeah, and allowed Verke through. Oh, it's bunching up behind. Richard Gore's able to get through. Andreas Katz also gets through around the outside, and Kip Stevens again. I don't know, he's nursing a problem with his car, I think, because he's just dropping down the order constantly now. Poor exit speed.
Not quite on it today, is he? I wonder if he just doesn't like the track. I'm a bit like that with this track. I'm quite slow around here, so...
Oh, Hackerson off again.
Oh, what? Same corner, same place-ish. Exiting that SS section, onto the back straight, onto the... what is effectively the back straight, that long right-hander. How are people going off in the long right-hander, Adam? I have no idea.
Really weird, isn't it? I don't know whether there's just no grip or...
It looks really easy for 95% of the drivers out there. Strange.
Davis v McCarron, and that was all over pretty quickly. That's Nathan Davis through into 4th place, past Nick McCarron. McCarron down to 5th place, in fact. So Shield able to get through relatively easily as well. So Andy Shield now 3rd place, 4th is Nathan Davis, and Nick McCarron is now down to 5th place.
Baker versus McDonald as well. That's for 7th and 8th. He's got his eye on that 6th place, I can tell, Adam. Raging, he wants that 6th.
Yeah, and you can tell straight away he's already latching onto the back of Christian Rose.
Needs to get past McDonald first. To the chicane, is he going to have a look, Dave Baker? Yes, he does. Pulls out from the slipstream. Rolls the car into the inside of the corner. Almost cuts the course there. He's got a cut back.
And yeah, McDonald was off through the final part of the chicane, put 2 wheels into the grass. So that is David Baker through.
Yeah, nice stuff from Baker. McDonald's fighting back. Is he going to get the chance to go up the inside into turn 1? He might do.
Same time, Davis and Shield are close together in the battle for 3rd. Oh, Davis trying to go around the outside. Is there space? There is, and he's through.
Oh man, brilliant. He caught the very tail end of that, but that was great driving from Nathan Davis. Andy Shield didn't know what hit him that time. McCarron behind. Having a good meeting, Nick McCarron. Adam, it's one of his best of the season.
Yeah, he's definitely doing well here. Top 5 definitely on the cards. He's quite a way ahead of David Baker, so I don't think he'll need to worry too much about those guys closing in. Trying to get past Andy Shield here into the chicane with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, only about 3 minutes racing left here at Road Atlanta. BSR Winter Series. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Sam Kumo with you. What other machinations are going to happen in the last few races? Last few laps, sorry.
Over the top of the hill then, to the right-hander. Andy Shield, is he going to try and get the position back? David Baker. Oh, crash and off is McDonald and Smolensky.
Smolensky.
Oh, what happened?
McDonald. Oh, I could see it happening.
Quarter panel. Hey, what? It looks like I don't know whether Smolensky was going for the good old Scandinavian flick, but that's what it looked like there, going over the turn to the right and then the car turned to the left again.
A little look. Oh yeah. It was a weird one. They just didn't really give each other any space, did they? I think, to be honest, I think McDonald's about as far over as he dares. Walensky just kind of turns to the left. It's a bit strange.
Davis would have been McDonald would have been clenching in there. The Shield v Davis.
I reckon that's going to be a penalty.
Shield is through, so that must have been a move on the exit of the chicane, going over and under the bridge.
Davis fighting back though.
Laps to go.
He's very
up the
late on
inside.
the brakes, Davis. Oh, brilliant! Tell you what, that's the way to get the position back, isn't it?
Him and Sutton seem to be the best guys in the business on the brakes.
Absolutely fantastic there from Davis.
Hackerson is probably disqualified, I think. Oh no, he lost it through turn 1. And it was a disqualification, yeah, for a loss of control.
Who's that, sorry?
Ben Hackerson.
Yeah, he's been off a few times, unfortunately for him.
Right then.
He's nice versus Andreas Katz.
I lied about Baker getting to Nick McCarron. He's right with him now. He could get a podium here, David Baker, if he plays his cards right. But as we're starting the final lap of the race, or Savidovich's anyway, he's not going to have too much time to get past these guys. Yeah,
David versus Shield versus McCarron versus Rose versus Baker.
24 positions gained for Baker, 26 for Andreas Katz, so these guys have definitely worked their way through the field today. McCarron up the inside, I thought number 9 was going to get sideways there, Christian Rose. In fact, he's got a brilliant run through turn 1.
I'll be able to make this stick on the outside here, Christian Rose.
Oh, McCarron's going to...
Yeah, well done.
McCarron's going to get... Oh no, is Baker going to go up the inside? Possibly. 6th place is in sights here.
Baker thought about having a look, didn't he?
Got one more opportunity, hasn't he? Up the inside into the chicane, or maybe even the run on the exit.
Well, meanwhile, this is how much he's dominated. Wojciech Savidovic is already coming through the final corner. Well, he started the day on pole position. He won the first race, leading nearly every lap. And Wojciech Savidovic completes a double here at Road Atlanta.
Baker and McCarron touch. I think Baker's not going to get the 6th place, because Christian Rose is going to come through. So's Nick
Here
McCarron.
comes Katz.
That's my fancy an opportunity here. Too late.
Oh, too late.
If the line was about a few hundred metres down the straight, a whole load of these finishes would be completely different.
Chepelevsky, Woodhouse, Richardson. That's pretty close. It's going to be Richardson, I think. Through the final corner. Here comes Cheppy, not got enough time. Steve Richardson takes 19th place. Poor old Scott Malcolm. It never really seems to go properly right for. Across the line in a lonely 22nd place. Well, cars that started in the top 10 that finished there, only 4.
The top 2, and yeah, Christian Rose and Nick McCarron. While Savidovic and Lotterman were on their way, we had a fantastic grab for the final spot on the podium.
Yeah, we did, and Davies and Shield and Rose, they left it all on the line there. Everything out on the track, and gave us some thrilling entertainment, and managed to finish in the top 5. Adam, if you could take us through the finishing order then, as 22 cars finished this 4th race of the evening.
Wojciech Savidovic takes his 2nd win of the day. Race 1 win for him and a race 4 win to back it up and to end his race meeting with. Jackie Losserman finishing 2nd, 11.5 seconds behind. And Nathan Davis 3rd, Andy Shield 4th, Christian Rose 5th, Nick McCarron just holding on to 6th place ahead of David Baker, who stormed his way through from 31st on the grid. Andreas Katz did the same, 34th to 8th. And 9th Dries Nice and 10th Richard Gore. 11th for Roy Ververke, 12th Laura Murray, Dan Hunt finishing in 13th place after starting in 38th. Kip Stevens finishing in 14th place, Lewis Bibby 33rd to 15th, Dan Blake 24th to 16th, and then Jack McIntyre 36th to 17th. Max Roy finishing in 18th place after starting there. Steve Richardson 19th and Stanian Chepelevsky finishing in 20th. Mark Woodhouse 21st. Scott Malcolm started on the 2nd row of the grid, had an issue just going under the bridge towards the final corner, and finished in 22nd place, the last car on the lead lap, and the car's 1 lap down or more. John Roberts and Alex Smolensky both will score points. Ben Hackerson 2 laps down won't score points, neither will the cars that finished behind him. Forster Matern 2 laps down in 26th. Joe McDonald, he was involved in that collision with Alex Smolensky, 3 laps down in 27th. Stuart Atkinson 28th, Gareth Hickling 29th, and 30th for Ash Sutton. 31st Tristan Bodis, Steve Hefford 32nd, Roy Butcher 33rd, Michael Blake 34th, Cesaro Rizzo finishing in 35th, Rob Bond 36th, Simon Roden 37th, Rob Graham 38th, and then 39th for Stefan Hoog, and he was the last finishing car in race 4.
Yeah, he was indeed. So 2 wins for Wojciech Savidovic tonight, and that pretty much wraps it all up for us here at Road Atlanta. So been a cracking meeting, really enjoyed it, and we will see you all on Saturday afternoon 1:30 for the final round of the iRacing Road Pro Series from the Nürburgring GP circuit in Germany. From all of us here at Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live, from Andrew Woodhouse, Alex Simpson is not here, from Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Sam Kumo, it's goodbye from Road Atlanta, it's goodbye from the BSR MSA Winter Series.